was working for Lazard Asset Management, which is part of Lazard Fair. We were located at 30 Rock, which is in Rockefeller Center. It's the main building. And I was on the 57th floor, and so I'm looking out onto the World Trade, and I had left my desk at the time and to go into the workroom, and at the time I heard a commotion and people came in and said a plane went in. So we went to the window and we were watching, and at the time I thought, I couldn't believe that it was a terrorist. I thought that a pilot had a heart attack or something, because something so big, and it was just so much part of the New York skyline. I mean, you'd be walking in New York City and say, oh, you're a little bit disoriented, like, oh, see the Empire State Building, it's that way, World Trade was that way. And we're watching, and then saw the plane coming around, the second one coming in, and I remember thinking to myself, why are they letting the planes come in? Because they had all helicopters, and at that point they didn't have the fighter planes coming in. And I saw the second plane go in, and that just changed everything for me. Especially because I knew people in the building. I knew, and then at that point, I called my mom, and then no more phone calls after that. And my brother and my dad was also living my dad was living in New Jersey. My brother was living in Manhattan, but they were both working, and I panicked. Because I had a meeting there at the World Trade on Wednesday, and that was on a Monday, so I didn't know if they were down there. And I knew a lot of people that worked down in that area. And so when we all came out, it was, we were, after the second plane, we were told to evacuate. And I went out, and my boyfriend at the time was working at the Empire State Building, and I ran down because we were hearing all sorts of reports but nothing was clear. At one point we did hear about the Pentagon, and then there was something in Pennsylvania. It was supposed to be headed towards Camp David, but there was so much confusion, nobody could get into contact, and then you see the towers just ablaze. It was so frightening, and I luckily enough ran into my dad. My dad had grabbed my brother, and he grabbed us, and he's like, we're getting off Manhattan. And we walked all over to find a spot to get the ferry, and as we're getting the ferry and we saw the towers collapse. It was just, I never thought I would see it. Unfortunately, and then you knew of all the firefighters and police officers, and some of them are like my cousin and other people that we knew that were